What's up everybody, I'm Emar Morrison and welcome to my channel where we don't think and do things like the average. Stop prioritizing your bills. When you pay your bills first, you're paying everybody except yourself. So even the government gets paid before you. So when you pay like your water bill or internet bill, you're paying the shareholders first and the employees. So Emar, I thought I was doing the right thing. So what most people do is that they pay themselves last or they don't pay themselves any at all, meaning they spend, then save or don't save any at all. And this is the typical routine when most people get paid. Don't get me wrong now, I'm not saying don't pay your bills. What I want you to do instead is prioritize yourself first. That means you're going to pay yourself before you pay any form of bill. So each and every month that you get paid, you're going to set aside a portion for saving and investing before you spend any money on bills. This, my friend, is the first rule of building wealth. No matter how small it is, you have to set aside a portion of your income to save and invest. But Emma, I don't make a lot of money, I can't save. Well, hear me out. If the government was supposed to raise taxes by at least 5% tomorrow, I'm sure you'll be able to pay that 5% and you can't do anything about it. So if you can't save any at all, here's what I want you to do. I want you to trick yourself like you're paying the government 5% in taxes, and then you're going to open 3 accounts. One for investing, one for saving, and one for spending. Now, your savings account, you're not going to spend out of it, and your investing account is for strictly building wealth. And your spending account, when that is zero, I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to be budgeting in such a way that when you reach the next payday, you have sufficient money so you don't have to borrow or touch in your savings. So now the account that you get paid in is acting like a shell account, so it just receives your deposit. Now, after you get paid, you should be sending 2.5% to your investing and 2.5% to your savings. So even though this is percentage based, I want you to keep this on your basic income. That means if you earn overtime or you get extra money, you're going to put that extra money towards your saving or your investing. Now this will force you not to spend more as your income grow, and automatically, just doing this alone, you're living below your means. So while this is not a good budget, it's a start to saving and investing. So Emma, what is a good budget then? Well, if you might have a family and have responsibilities, then you might want to take on a 75-15-10 approach, where 75% is for spending, 15% for savings, and 10% for investing. If you're young and can afford to take a little bit more risk, then 20% for spending, 30% for saving, and 20% for investing. But the ultimate goal will be to adopt a 50-50 budgeting rule, where 50% is for spending and 50% is for investing. So for every dollar that you spend, you're investing the equivalent. So you might be wondering, are you not going to save anymore? No, your savings are there for a cushion in case of an emergency. And this is any unplanned expenses that your paycheck wouldn't normally able to cover. The emergency fund is typically 3 to 6 months, but it depends. You can increase it up to 9 months or up to a year depending on your circumstances and how much you are able to save. Once the emergency fund is fully funded, you're not going to save anymore. Now consider your savings or emergency fund as a glass of water. Once it's full, you're not going to add any more. If you add more to it, then it's going to run over and then you're going to waste it due to inflation. And this is valuable money that you can put towards investing than be getting eaten away by inflation. So instead, it will be out there working for you and attracting more money. And for the account that you normally get paid in the shell account, you can develop what is called a short-term emergency fund. This is where you keep like the equivalent of a 1 month salary in that account. So in the event you just overspend or anything like that for a month, then you can always just fall back on that on a monthly basis, and when you get paid, you put it right back in that account. Now these are some budgeting rules, but there's pretty much some guidelines, so you might have to adjust your situation and build a budget based on what suits your need, but you should get the overall concept. So now that you start paying yourself first, the next step is to start investing your money. Now, one of the most easy and accessible places to start invest and build wealth is the stock market. Now, as a beginner, you don't want to be going out there and trying to figure out the best stock or the next Tesla or the next Amazon or whatever it be. You can start out with what are called ETFs. These are exchange traded fund. Now, an ETF is pretty much a group of companies represented as one single price. For example, these are 3 companies here: Company Sardine, Company Betty, and Company Mackerel. Now, if you're going to buy individual stocks, you're going to have to buy Betty alone, then you have to buy Mackerel alone, and then you have to buy Sardine alone. Now, problem with this for many investors, if you buy mackerel company stock make money, then the stock price for mackerel will go down, right? While on the other hand, you can also buy Betty and the stock price for Betty go up. Now, what if you did just put all your money in mackerel? You'll pretty much lose all your mackerel. So what ETF does is that it groups everything as one. So now you have all of this for one price. You pay $100 for this and you get exposure to everything in this ETF. Now the benefit of that is, now if the mackerel company stop performing or it goes bankrupt, then it gets kicked out and get replaced by another company. Now you still have your same ETF, it might decline in price, but there's a company that will replace it and then it balances out the growth. So with ETFs, you don't have to worry about picking individual stocks, you just buy everything at one price. If one underperforms, it gets kicked out and get replaced by another one. You don't have to worry about this, you just dollar cost average every month in an ETF. Now you have ETFs for almost everything. You have dividend ETFs, you have real estate ETFs, you have growth ETFs, you have hedging ETFs. You just have to do this research and select an ETF or ETFs that will best suit your need. But you want to make sure you're selecting ETFs with low management fees, as this will really impact your gains in the long run. So where can you start with researching ETFs? You can start with a website like etf.com, and you can start with Yahoo Finance. Once you search in Yahoo Finance for any ETF, say VOO, it will realize it start recommending other similar ETFs, and that is one basic way you go about researching your ETFs that you can invest in. So a common question or a common comment that a lot of people say, hey, a lot of Jamaicans need to see this, a lot of Jamaicans need to have this information. But guess what? They're not going to get this information if you're not liking and commenting and sharing on all platforms. When you think about it, everybody like and share entertaining content. They share it to their friends, they share it to their families. But when it comes down to educational or value content, they are not sharing it. Is it that you're selfish? I don't know. If you made it this far in this video and you're not yet a subscriber, what are you waiting on? And I don't want you to just say, this is a good video. I want you to implement the things that I talk about here. These things can change your life. I'm telling you, make sure you implement them. Thank you for watching. Look out for the next video.